Do you decide that there is a place in this terrible world that you do not know? It's a scary, vast, empty, lonely place for science. Let's go on an imaginative journey through the creations of the world. We start from Earth, our known home planet. Our spacecraft will leave the solar system and travel to famous planets like Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. At the end of the heliosphere, we enter interstellar space, leaving the solar system behind. Our journey takes us into the amazing expanse of our galaxy, the Milky Way. Here we find an unimaginable number of stars, some of which have famous names like Alpha Centauri or Sirius. We will travel through nebulae, encounter mysterious black holes, and witness the birth of stars. Beyond our galaxy, we find many other star clusters. We can see the Andromeda Galaxy, the Small and Large Magellanic Clouds, and other distant galaxies. We know of a large cluster of galaxies known as the Virgo cluster. Here, hundreds of galaxies are bound by the galaxy. We see how the galaxies influence each other, attracting, repelling, and sometimes merging into a cosmic dance. Home to more than 1,300 galaxies, the Virgo cluster is a stunning example of the size and diversity of the universe's structure. Our journey continues to a large galaxy cluster, the Spire cluster, which is only a small part of our own Milky Way. This herd belongs to the Great Shapley Herd. This vast network of galaxy clusters is connected by invisible strings of dark matter. The Large Shapley cluster contains hundreds of galaxy clusters, containing millions of galaxies. We know the structures, strings, that make up galaxies and galaxy clusters. Then fly up and discover a mysterious region of the world. Nothing so vast that it takes our breath away. It's like looking at the cold of the world, where before the light and the dance of the colorful flowers excited our eyes, now there is a terrible darkness. Astronomers call this mysterious structure the dipole detector. This void in space affects the motion of galaxies and may contribute to the acceleration of the universe. The nature and functions of this region have not been thoroughly investigated. However, scientists suspect that the dipole repulsion acts as an invisible magnetic guide and plays a significant role in the stability of the universe. The idea of a repulsion dipole was born in 2017 when a group of astronomers led by Judah Hoffman said that this structure is one of the main governing powers of the universe. Scientists have spent many years investigating the basis of the structure of our known universe, based on data from the Double Mass Observatory and the Cosmic Stream Catalog 3. Both of these studies have been completed years to analyze the distribution and motion of galaxies in a model of the cosmic stream. By observing the redshift of both masses, the relative motions of millions of galaxies have been recorded. By changing the light, astronomers can determine the distance and speed of galaxies in space. Galaxies moving away from us are redshifted. Galaxies moving toward us appear blue. The Cosmic Streams Catalog 3 explores the detection and distribution of galaxies in our universe. The data in this catalog accurately describes the motion of galaxies. This has given rise to models of our universe that describe currents and interactions between large structures such as the supercharger and the repulsive dipole. The main site is at the center of the large cluster of Hydra Centauri. A superconductor may be a large region of the universe that is affected by the motion of nearby galaxies. While the force pulls the galaxies towards it, the dipole repulsion repels them. The killer and the chef can be said to work as a global vortex. The interaction between the two leads to the complex motion patterns of galaxies in the universe as we know it. We now know that everything in the world is in constant flux and motion. The functions of the attractor and repeller are still a mystery to scientists. More importantly, the question remains as to whether these are the two largest structures or part of a larger one. If you look at these maps of the structure of the world, you will see another amazing thing. The structures are similar to the biological entity. They look like brains or small ear bones. Images like these raise the question of whether our planet could resemble a giant living thing. Is there anything else in the world like mitochondria in our bodies? It may take centuries or even thousands of years to find all the answers to these questions. At this time, carriers are a global trend. No one has ever seen these structures, but they might. Scientists paint a picture of a bipolar repulsion so terrifying you will never want to go there, even if you own a starship. Dark, lonely, and mysterious, the double band is a very scary and dark place in the world. In this mysterious region, the galaxies seem to be driven by an invisible and terrifying force. But what is this power? How powerful is it to push away entire clusters of galaxies, and why? Everything in the universe seems to be a mystery, and the thought of the terrifying, almost barren landscape of the universe where the galaxies continue to push towards infinity gives us unsolvable mysteries. Anyone who has seen the death of galaxies knows that most everything in the universe seeks society, but the Dipole Hunter is a mystery. What else is the purpose of this lunar eclipse? What is in it? And is there any real reason why this region drives away galaxies like holes that are not completely extinct? There seems to be something going on in this room that is not clear. Our consciousness and our physical dimensions will reach the impossible limit. Dipole cancellation is still a planetary concept, but it has long been established and proven. Holes are large regions of the universe where the distribution of galaxies and matter is small compared to their average density. However, scientists suspect that empty spaces are just empty spaces. There are only a few galaxies in it. They are so isolated that scientists living in them thought for a long time that they were the only galaxies in the vast universe. The distance between substances and large holes is unimaginable. Measurements have shown that the density of these regions is low, and that the giant holes may be a direct result of the Big Bang. The void was first discovered in the 1970s by astronomers observing the distribution of galaxies in the universe. They saw areas where the galaxies were completely gone or the distribution was just too thin. The most famous of them is Boötes Gap, named after the constellation of that name. Scientists now know that there are many more holes, the largest of which span hundreds of millions of light years. Uncertainties may be the key to understanding and explaining dark energy, and are currently being studied extensively. Previous studies have shown such extremes in relation to neutral places that scientists have the most crazy ideas. Therefore, the holes are like scar tissue in the global web. Scientists have calculated that parallel worlds may have met in these places. This means that we live in a multiverse, or spaces that are doors to other dimensions. There are several other interesting theories that suggest that empty spaces may not be empty. Some scientists believe that ancient civilizations may have worked on these black areas of the sky, which could protect the entire galaxy and use their energy for their purposes. The ideas and concepts behind this hypothesis go back to the Russian scientist Nikolai Kardashev, who in the 1960s suggested that superintelligences that have evolved over the centuries could create power plants around galaxies that disappear from our view. Of course, these theories are pure ideas, but they show how powerful these giant structures are to push our science to its limits. Astrologers and astronomers seek answers using all available resources. What does dark matter and dark energy do? It's amazing, but it's true. All the planetary models we've shared with you are based on two forces that have never been observed or measured. Despite the dark and dark energy that cannot be seen with direct observation, their existence has been confirmed by many discoveries. Dark matter is an energetic field that deals with matter found in galaxies and galaxy clusters. In fact, it is unfortunate that most of the matter in the universe is the main building block for the formation of galaxies and galaxies. The gravity of dark matter pulls galaxies and galaxy clusters together and can create the amazing structures we've just sent you. Dark energy is another mysterious trait that acts as a form of force in the world. The reason is, among other things, the rapid expansion of the universe and the movement of galaxies towards each other on large scales. We encounter this rapid expansion with dark energy in dipole cancellation, including holes. These world currents are associated with the attraction of dark matter and the repulsion of dark energy. The idea that dark energy accelerates the expansion of the universe, thereby pushing galaxies to certain regions, is also an important idea to explain dipole repulsion.